Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to continue with the ATEEZ individual readings. This reading is going to be for Seonghwa. Hopefully I say his name right throughout the whole reading. And for those of you that do not know, this video is going to be divided into 4 sections, which will be for his current energy, his career, his love life, and then any healing messages that come through. And in the description below, I will have the timestamp so you can jump around to whichever section you want to watch. And if not, I will start with his current energy to figure out how Seonghwa is doing right now. Seonghwa, how is he currently doing? So we have the moon, we have the chariot, and we have the fool that came with the Queen of Pentacles and Judgment reverse. So one thing that I wanted to point out now that we started is that when the moon came out, I actually wanted to say the star by instinct because, I don't know, I guess I saw the night sky and something shining in like the sky in such a way that I thought it was the star for some reason. So that could be significant for him. But anyway, with the moon, we have Pisces energy here, and this kind of tells me that I just got Dancing with the Stars. Okay. The swan makes me think of this other card in the Wild Unknown Tarot. In that one, there is a swan card, and in the roof, it's like kind of like sitting on water, and the reflection of it is another swan, and that makes me think of someone that is very intuitively connected, someone that could be spiritual, even if they don't use the same words and terminology as people in the community do. This makes me think that right now he's in a space where even if he doesn't know where he's headed, even if he is aware that there are a lot of unknowns ahead of him, he seems to be in a very peaceful mindset. He doesn't seem to be afraid of the unknown. One thing that I'm getting is like, you know the whole saying that if you see a black bear, make yourself bigger and make a lot of noise to kind of like scare them off. If you see a grizzly bear, play dead. And if you see a polar bear, you're fucked. I don't know where I heard that, but I do feel that there's something here where if you see this woman like dancing with this polar bear, it makes me think that he is not afraid of tiptoeing the line of what it's okay and what's not okay. Like, he's not afraid of pushing boundaries, or he's not afraid of playing like this dangerous game of like doing something new or jumping into the unknown. Or there is something of like he carries this natural fearlessness with him, and currently he is in this state where he doesn't mind, is it dancing with death or something along those lines. Like, he's not really afraid of trying something new or doing something unconventional or taking a risk. So right now he seems to be in a mindset that he's not afraid of his future, he's not afraid of the unknown or the journey ahead. With the moon, there usually talks about mystery, it talks about the unknown. And I do feel that he's also connected spiritually, as we saw earlier. And something about a force being reckoned with. So I don't know if that means that, like, those were the words that kind of came up. So I don't know if that means that he is someone that you don't want to mess with, or right now he is in this energy where he feels very confident, secure, and powerful, that he's not afraid of encountering any challenge or problem that he can stumble upon in his journey right now. The other card that came out is a chariot. So the chariot is Cancer energy, another water sign, and the chariot usually talks about someone that has made a decision, a very assertive energy of someone that knows where they're going, they know where they're headed, someone that's very confident, someone that's victorious, someone that is moving forward. The chariot is also a card about movement, so maybe traveling could be significant for him, or right now he feels in this energy where even if nothing's going on, because originally it kind of came sideways, and I do take cards sideways as something that is blocked. So based on the other cards that we have here, is like, even if he doesn't know how to feel or what to do, he never stops moving. I got something about speed and velocity came up in my head. Something that, a concept that I kind of had to wrap my head around when I was taking physics. This whole idea of like, he's always moving, even if he doesn't know in what direction he's headed. So there is a sense of like blind trust with spirit in the universe, which we might get a little bit into with the Fool here. Also with the Chariot, I do feel that even if it's sideways and I see it as a potential blockage, I do feel that with him, resistance doesn't really come from within him. So he's not the one that is like, oh, I am too afraid to do something, so I will like hold on to that thought and not take action. I do feel like he's constantly moving, constantly taking action, constantly, even if he's afraid of doing something or he is unsure of what the outcome will be, he still tries it, he still goes for it. So again, I do feel like he's currently in an energy where he's not afraid of taking risks. I'm not saying that he's reckless, because these cards are going to tell us otherwise, but I do feel that he is more of an energy of he's so confident and so secure in his methods and his journey, or in himself as a person, that he's not afraid of just jumping into whatever, I was going to say whatever desire. So that makes me think that if he just feels like this gut feeling that he should do something, he just trusts in it blindly and completely, and he just goes for it. So again, this whole idea of being a risk taker. With the Chariot, I'm getting two things. One of them being that he's always grateful for the help that he gets, and he always treasures whoever is helping him along his journey. So if there's a companion or something, like a person that's supporting him behind the scenes or standing next to him, he's always grateful to those people. And there is a sense of like, because of those people, he gains the strength to continue pushing forward and moving ahead. And the other thing that I was going to say with like the people that are carrying this figure, it makes me think that currently he's in an energy where even his spiritual team, if he is aware of it or not, or maybe his ancestors or family that has passed away recently, whatever like higher power he believes in, he's very grateful to that energy as well, because he feels that if it wasn't for that energy, he will not have like his guiding light. Or currently he feels that this like almost divine support, like his manifestations are coming true in such a way that he feels like he can move forward even if he doesn't know where he's headed or where he's going, and he trusts that he will figure out how to navigate that or navigate anything that comes his way. I do feel like he could also be in this mentality of just learning as he goes, so he doesn't feel like this pressure of having to be prepared for everything. He just kind of goes for it. Now with the Fool, this kind of tells us the whole idea that we have been talking about so far. The Fool talks about taking a risk. It talks about jumping into the unknown. It is also the start of a new journey, the start of a new chapter. The Fool also kind of talks about taking a leap of faith. And one of the best ways to be able to take that leap of faith is trusting in spirit. So I do feel that currently he's in this stage where he could be starting something new in his life, and I do feel that could be like a new cycle for him or a new chapter. Maybe with each comeback he sees it as its own thing, and because of that, maybe that's why we're getting this new beginning. Or maybe as we go through like the reading, we'll have a better idea of where this new beginning is, like which area this new beginning is about. But yeah, with the Fool here, we usually talk about this individual that feels very sure of themselves, and because of that, they're taking this leap of faith. And usually, this dog that is depicted with the Fool is supposed to show that as like a spirit. It could be a spirit animal, but it's supposed to show like spirit walking alongside the Fool. And in this case, the Fool is usually going to represent whoever I'm reading for. So in this case, it's for Seonghwa. So this just kind of shows that he knows, he can feel it, and because of that, he is not afraid of taking that leap of faith and taking that risk that can help him like push forward into something new in life, which kind of goes hand in hand with like the Moon and the Chariot. Also, I believe the Fool is Uranus energy, so if that's the case, that just kind of shows that he is ready to do something innovative. Maybe it has to do something with technology. If not, maybe it could be related to. I'm thinking of the 11th house, so maybe he is already thinking of like maybe connecting and expanding to a bigger community. I guess that could also be his fans. Or there's something about like he may want to share something with everyone soon. And I mean, all I can think of right now is the comeback, but I don't really know what's going on with him or like what he's thinking. Then maybe it could be something else. Maybe he has a surprise. I'm not too sure. Or maybe he will put a little, like a message expressing how grateful he is to people. Since we did talk about earlier about being very grateful to whoever is standing with him. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, here we have Capricorn energy, and the Queen of Pentacles is supposed to describe someone that is very caring, someone that's kind, someone that is very, very abundant. It's supposed to show this individual that because of their own abundance and because of their own security, it overflows to the point that they want to share that with other people. So maybe he is currently in a state where he feels so confident, so secure, so grounded and safe that he wants to express his gratitude or in some way show how grateful he is to the people that helped him reach this point. So I do feel that this could be close family, it could be his group members, it could be staff, his community, and if not, it will be the fans as well. Like he would like to express to these people how grateful he is and something along the lines of wanting to give a gift or wanting to give some sort. I'm getting like he may want to give some advice or want to give some kind words of support to those people as well. And this judgment card reverse could be what message he would like to deliver. So the judgment card is Pluto energy. So it does talk about a very drastic or a very big change. It's a transformation of death and rebirth of sorts. Because Pluto energy is a planet of transformation where these drastic changes in our life are like big tower moments. And for those of you that do not know, in Tarot, the Major Arcana, there is a tower card, and that tower card is supposed to show how it destroys everything that is not meant to be in our life in order for us to rebuild upon a stronger foundation. So it's this whole idea of starting from zero in a way, but with this new knowledge and this new energy that will allow us to build again in a way that it is a stronger, something with a bit more of a solid structure, let's put it that way. I also wanted to point out, it went right over my head, but I should point out that the cards that we have in front of us are very big cards. We have 4 major arcanas and then 1 court card. So these are very big cards. And what I mean by big cards is that I do feel that right now he's going through a very big realization or a very big transformation. Like there is a sense of like he may have reflected a lot or gone through this introspective mode that allowed him to feel a very big sense of fulfillment, of understanding, and of self-knowing in such a way that I do feel he has gathered this knowledge that he would like to express to others. And the message that I feel he may want to give with the judgment card is how to overcome transformation, something about finding yourself after being lost for a very long time. I'm also getting this message of like a wake up call, but also a sense of, because look, the judgment card reverse could talk about someone that is not answering to this wake up call from spirit. It could, because the chariot the judgment card usually shows people, it shows this angel that has like this instrument to wake up these people from their coffins, and that's kind of like the rebirth aspect of the judgment card. And judgment could talk about like placing judgment or on something, or it is judgment time. But to me, judgment has always talked as well of like having like answering to your spiritual path, or to answer your life purpose. There you go. To finally kind of get in tune to this idea of like, okay, what is my mission here in this lifetime? What did I come here to do? And with the judgment card reversed, to me, it feels like someone that is ignoring that, or someone that they know what they want to do in life, like what's their big goal. They just don't really know how to execute it or how to go about it. And with this card being reversed, I do feel that he may want to express the journey or the thinking process of how to overcome moments when we could feel extremely lost, or we can feel hopeless, or we can feel that we are surrounded by stagnation or nothingness, and it's kind of hard to create from nothing or something along those lines. So I guess I don't think it's necessarily just the journey of going from 0 to 100. I think it's also the journey of like what happens when you are almost about to reach your goal, or what happens after you reach your goal. Something along the lines of like finding yourself after being lost for so long, or the idea of knowing yourself and the lessons that you take away when you go through a harsh experience. I don't think he's necessarily saying this to concern people about his challenges and his difficulties, as much as he wants to also just generalize what people kind of just go through as they're going through their journey of whatever it is that they are chasing, or whatever it is that they are trying to accomplish for themselves. So I do feel that this is not necessarily him saying, this is what my life was about. I think he's just trying to create like some sort of life lesson that he would like to express to others, so they can find their own abundance, their own security, and kind of ground themselves to be able to continue pushing forward in life. So I want to say that right now he's not going through a rough time. He's just going through a very big time. So a lot of big changes, or I think he may feel like there's something big and greater out there for him, and he is very close to like approaching this change. Something like that. Like he can feel that there's some big mission out there for him, or that he's about to accomplish something that he has always wanted, even if he doesn't really know how to make that happen yet. But let's go on to his career to see if there's anything there that could give us a better idea of what's going on here. Okay. So what is going on with Seonghwa's career? So the card that fell off right now is Rock with the word endurance. We have grape with the word abundance, and we have potato with the word grounding. So we have two cards that are earth energy. This tells me that he's very grounded. He has a very good head on his shoulders, meaning that he is aware of his reality. He is very present in his present moment, meaning that he doesn't have his head up in the clouds. He's not daydreaming or too focused on the past or too focused on the future. He is in his present moment, focusing on what he can do in the now, living in the moment. There is a sense of, by staying present, he's been able to understand what is within his control, and that has helped him plan better instead of like worrying or being concerned about things that are outside of his control, and things that can, or like he's just not being too hard on himself, let me put it that way. In his career, we do have all of this, like this idea of like security, safety, something about a reassured long-term safety net. That's the best way I can say that. So I guess he's kind of like, he has this mentality of like slow and steady wins the race. He has this idea that consistent work will build up to something greater, because I'm thinking of the endurance card as someone that is like, with enough hard work and persistence, anything is possible. I mean, just see the imagery here of this tree that has set root on like a rock that it has been on top of this mountain, right? So that just makes me think of being able to lay roots or grow tall, I guess, but not literally. It's just like grow as a person, even in the harshest of environments, or even in the most of unexpected places, something like that. And the potato just makes me think, not okay, yes, maybe a couch potato, but the potato just makes me think of someone that has a very strong foundation. So the grounding just makes me think of someone that if they know themselves and where they want to go, they can make anything happen. This abundance card just makes me think as well that in his career, he has a very strong feeling because this is water energy. By the way, the signs that we have here is Sagittarius and Virgo. So those things can tell us that in his career, he's someone that likes to plan. He's someone that likes like to carry a routine. He's not afraid of doing the tedious work that has to get done. And with the Sagittarius energy, that just kind of shows that he's always thinking of his long-term goal. He doesn't lose focus of that. And by staying focused on that goal, it makes it easy for him to continue moving forward because he doesn't lose his intentions. And by that I mean that since he knows where he's headed, he knows what his goal is, he understands that the journey to get there is just a means to an end was the words that came up. So he just knows that he just has to do what he has to do to reach what he wants to reach. That kind of idea. Now, going back to the water energy, I wanted to mention with water that he's so connected to his emotions and to his spiritual side that he is able to see all of the abundance surrounding him when it comes to his career. By connecting to his emotions, he has noticed his abundance, and by noticing, he has invited even more abundance because of this pure energy or this pure intention of just gratitude. So I do feel that if he continues practicing that mentality and that feeling of just being grateful for even the smallest things in life, he will start noticing even more like lucky things or little miracles in life because he already has this mentality of just seeing the good in life. So I do feel that even if there's a hardship, instead of seeing that as a punishment, he will just see that as something that something that he just has to go through because that's just part of the journey. So I do feel in a way he has a very positive mindset in his career because he doesn't take resistance, challenges, or stagnation as a punishment or as anything bad. He just sees it as part of the journey. And I think that just makes it easier for him to just continue pushing forward instead of hesitating because he doesn't have this negativity that pushes him back when he encounters any sort of resistance or challenge. So we have the King of Pentacles. That's Taurus energy. We have the Three of Swords, and we have the Prince of Wands, which is a Page of Wands. I was going to say that he gets the most inspiration when he has heartache. So when he feels betrayed or when he feels sad or overwhelmed, so the Three of Swords, that's when he gets the most inspiration. So I think he's an Aries, right? So maybe it's his Aries energy that whenever he feels someone like push against him, maybe life, maybe a situation, maybe a person, he just kind of fights back. Like he sees it as a challenge. So whenever he goes through a negative emotion or some sort of heartache, he takes that energy and transforms it into this spark that inspires him to push forward, to continue taking action, to not give up. So there's this sense of like he takes challenges as a way to just push forward and continue into his journey. This King of Pentacles just makes me think as well that he is very patient, he is very persistent, maybe even quite stubborn. He is someone that is so determined to accomplish his dreams that in his career he has taken anything that has hurt him or anything that has troubled him as a learning experience or as a lesson and just transformed that energy into something very positive that works for him, something that inspires him, something that pushes him forward. I'm not saying that he's like angry moving forward. I think this is more of like, okay, if this didn't work, this is how I can change it so it works. Or his mentality has changed in such a way that whenever he encounters trouble or a problem in his career, he just sees that as a learning experience of maybe changing his mentality, changing his environment, or changing his methods. That's what I'm getting at. So he just has seen it as a learning experience with this King of Pentacles. I do feel that there is this vibe where he has a very strong mind. And in this case, what I mean by a strong mind is like he's super laser focused. When he has a goal in mind, he just goes through with it. He pushes forward, he doesn't give up, and he is so laser focused that it's very hard to dissuade him from, or like distract him from whatever he's moving forward. So he's not like the type of person that whenever there's an opportunity, he just goes for it because let's try everything at once and see what works. He's more of the type of person that if he has a goal, he likes to work in it and kind of see it through till the very end. And that type of mentality has really helped him in his career, and I think that will continue helping him in the future. So the other thing is that, remember how I said earlier that he was very abundant, and one of the ways that he is abundant, as we have seen here, is that instead of seeing this negative energy as something bad, he tries to take the good out of it. And I don't think this is like blind optimism. I think this is, or some people say that it's like toxic optimism. So he's not like rejecting hardships or ignoring them. He's just transforming them so like that he can work with them. So instead of being overwhelmed with things that don't work, he just decides to make a plan and just start taking action in a way where he can make things work for him. And that has definitely helped him in his career. And as I said earlier, it will continue helping him in the future. Now let's go on to the next section of his reading, which is his love life. So let's see. Any healing messages? Healing? I'm already running to the last part, so I need love messages. What is going on with his love life? So we have North with expansion, we have healing, and we have tomatoes with love. Let me just say what I'm seeing and then we'll see what happens. So with the North and expansion, it feels like he is at the start of something new because it's card number 1. It makes me think that he's already thinking of, as it says, trying new things or trying to go to the next stage in his life. And I wanted to mention that in the tomato card, to me, these 3 tomatoes has always looked like a family. Like here we have a couple and their little kid. So I do feel that also we have Aries and Libra energy, and I'm seeing healing and love in such a way that I feel that he wants to go from an individual and start building his family. Now, the reason why I say that is that Aries energy is all about the self, and Libra energy is all about partnerships, and there are opposite signs. So I do feel that he wants to go from one extreme to the other, or like transition from one stage to the next. So this makes me think that the expansion that he's thinking of when it comes to love is that he already wants to start thinking of his family and establishing that side of him. So I don't know, maybe he's already thinking about marriage, or maybe he's already thinking about having kids, or maybe he really looks forward to the idea of establishing his own family. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about here is that with the love potion, I don't think he has someone in mind for who he would like to get married to, or like who he would like to have kids with. I think this love potion just kind of shows that he just really likes the idea of having his own family. So I don't think he has much of a concrete, like, what is it called? Not details, but pieces that can show, oh, he's already on the road to having his own family. I think it's more like he's already visualizing that future for himself, and that's something that he kind of has established that he would like to move towards in his life. This healing card just tells me also with like, this is an air card. This makes me think that the type of healing that he's working on is to have very healthy communication, a very healthy mind. So he may be working on his mental health. He may be, one of the things about his love life is that he may be working on becoming the best version of himself and making sure that he doesn't have any baggage, doesn't hold any regret or resentment, or he's just making sure that whatever pain he may feel that is personal to him, he works through all of that, so that he can heal that side of himself that needs healing, so that he can be ready for the future that he wants when he builds a family. Now the love card is a water card, so this makes me think that the type of love that he's working for, aside from self-love and self-healing, is also the type of love where he can share that with a partnership. And Libra energy could talk about romantic partnerships. It usually is, but I do feel that this is like very close, one-to-one type of partnership. So I do feel that if we go beyond romance, he does want to establish very healthy intimacy was the word that came up. But what I wanted to say is that he just wants to. One of my phones vibrated, so that was a message, and it's 11:11. So I do feel that with him, that could be just like, could it be like a wake up call of sorts? Well, maybe that's some sort of sign to like kind of give this confirmation that he wants to have stronger bonds with the people that he cares about and have like this one-on-one connection with everyone that he wants to get to know at a deeper level. So this makes me think that this could be related to anyone within his close circles that could go beyond just a romantic relationship. So just having very tight knit circles. That's kind of what I want to get at. But any messages about Seonghwa's love life? So we have the Ace of Cups. That is a good sign for romance. So if he, like, it's kind of like, I'm seeing it almost like a green light of like, if he wants to start with his love life, he can go ahead. Or there is a lot of love and abundance that, you know what that makes me think is like, he has so much love for himself, and there's this abundance of overflowing love, care, and even optimism, I will say, that he is in a good enough place that if he wanted to start dating, or if he wanted to expand his energy towards a romantic relationship, he's in a good place. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So if there's any insecurity that he may have, it will not intervene with his love life. We have the King of Cups reverse and the Ten of Wands reverse. So the Ten of Wands reverse is actually pretty good. This tells me that he is not as busy as he usually is. And what I mean by that is like, whatever responsibilities he may have within his career, with himself, or with his other personal relationships. So I was thinking his family. So any responsibilities that he may have felt before that were like a very big burden or very overwhelming, those things are ending soon. So he will have more time for romance and love if that's what he desires. He's not as busy, or he's not as overwhelmed. So that's not going to be a distraction, or it won't get in the way. So he doesn't have to be like juggling a bunch of things at once. Like, his mind is split because he's thinking this has to be done, this other thing has to be done. So he's not as busy as before. So his mind is in a bit of a safer, well, in a bit more of a calm state to be able to. I just heard something and it sounded like a bell. So maybe he's if he wants to get married, the universe is telling him that he's in a good place for it too, I guess. Now, with the King of Cups reverse. So this King of Cups is Scorpio energy. Well, I'll say this. The first thing that came to my mind is like, whoever he will like to like build a family with, he will not meet this person in a party. Or they're not much of a drinker with this King of Cups reverse. I'm getting a message about not eating your words. So does that mean that maybe the universe wants him to like speak up? So I guess, I don't know. Maybe it will be beneficial for him to talk about what future he visualizes for himself, or what he desires for the future when it comes to love. Who knows, maybe there is some people that when they talk about what they want to manifest, it comes easier, or it comes faster into their life. Like, you know how there's some people that they say when you want to manifest something, don't tell people so their energy doesn't like ruin it or whatever. I don't really think that's true. I mean, unless you don't want people to like distract you from whatever you're working on. But I do feel that there are some people out there that it is very beneficial for them to just say what they want to do, or what they wish for from life, like whatever their goals are, whatever their intentions are when manifesting, because it makes it easier for other people to help them through that journey. Like, let's say someone is looking for a job and they're like, oh, this is my dream job. And then all of a sudden, when other people are going on about their lives and they see an opportunity that could help the person that's manifesting their dream job, then those people can start bringing this opportunity to that person. So I do feel that sometimes communicating what you wish for or what you're trying to manifest could be quite beneficial, because then other people, it's like you're putting it out there and you're allowing, in a way, for these opportunities to come your way through other people. And I do feel that with him, something similar could be happening here. That if he wants to start manifesting a family or maybe even marriage, I'm not too sure what he's aiming for in his love life, then if he just kind of puts it out there, like, this is what I wish for, this is what I dream, then maybe other people can start, like, coming in with these opportunities of, like, remember this thing that you wanted? I heard this offer and I think this could be beneficial to you. But to end off his reading, let's go on to the healing messages, which I find funny because when I started the love one, I was saying healing messages, so I was kind of surprised. Like, are we jumping to that already or what? So we have dog spirit reversed with be loyal to what you want. We have brown bear spirit reversed with take time out. We have the buffalo spirit with the abundant universe will provide. And the last card that we have here is a white raven spirit with trust in the magic. So with the dog spirit, we have this energy right now where be loyal to what you love just makes me think that the universe is trying to make sure that Seonghwa does not stray from his dreams, his goals, from his journey. There is this sense of, like, whenever he feels lost, if he does what makes him happy, what he enjoys, if he does what feels right for him, then he's going to always be on the right path. He will never stray. Also, with be loyal to what you love, it makes me think about having loyalty with the people that he likes, that he trusts, that he sees as part of his close circle. Whoever he sees as valuable or people that he really cares about, being loyal to them can be beneficial to him as well. And the other thing that I'm getting is that people that he cares about or anyone that he's close to, if any of them ever tell him something that goes against what he wants to do, not necessarily not supporting him or in a way belittling his thoughts, values, or something. I'm talking about someone that may, like, maybe he is doing something and he's going about it with a wrong attitude or with a wrong, like, methodology. That he should trust that sometimes when people like go against his way of thinking or go against what he thinks is right, so when someone tells him off, basically, he should trust that these people that he has within his close circles are looking out for him. So if he's doing too much, like he's working a lot and not taking a break, and someone tells him you should take a break, he should trust that these people are looking out to, like, help him or making sure that he's doing okay, and are not telling him just to go against him. What is, I think I don't have the right words to say what I'm thinking here. It's like, I have the words in Spanish, but in English it just went out of my head. So it's like, these people are not just saying, like, if someone ever tells him something, it's not necessarily just it's not to bother him or anything. It's because they are genuinely concerned, and this could also be a sign from spirit that it is like, don't overwork yourself, don't push yourself too hard, or don't think this way, or don't go in that direction. There's something about, like, trusting in the words of other people, because their perspective and their point of view could be very valuable to him. Also, the dog spirit just makes me think of the dog that we saw in the Fool card. So I do feel that pets could be very helpful to him. Something about delivering messages to him. So maybe spirit uses small animals to reassure Seonghwa, to reassure Seonghwa, or to make sure to show him that he's in the right path somehow. I don't know, it could be something personal between him and spirit that I just don't really know or understand. With a brown bear spirit reverse, I do feel that the main takeaway here is that they want to make sure that he's not overworking himself. They want to make sure that he's not constantly taking action to the point that he is ignoring his needs or that he's exhausting his energy. I do feel that he likes to keep busy. He likes to always do something. So, you know the metaphor earlier where I said that it's kind of like running in place. Wait, maybe I thought about it. I don't know if I said it, but the whole idea of like, speed and velocity is like speed, or it can be someone that is constantly moving. So you can imagine that as like running a treadmill, and velocity, that's when you add a direction to where this energy is moving. So that's kind of like now you're going somewhere. Now you're heading places. So I do feel that with him, he's always moving, even if he is not going somewhere. So I do feel that that's when the universe is like, look, when your journey takes a pause, it's a good idea to rest. It's a good idea to. Okay, look, taking a day off or resting does not mean that he is ignoring his path or that he has given up on his journey. It just means that he is taking a break. It just means what it is, basically. So there's this idea that he shouldn't be afraid of leaving his journey on pause just so he can like recollect himself, or just so he can like deviate a little bit to maybe learn a very quick lesson and then come back to his original big goal journey. Now, with the buffalo spirit, with the abundance is all around, I do feel that he is aware of that, and that's why this card is upright. But I think the universe just wants to reassure him that all of the things that are working for him right now are just signs that things will get better. And it's also a sign that he's doing well in life, and that he should maintain that positivity. So like that, as we talked about earlier, he can invite more abundance into his life, because his way of viewing life and his practice of gratitude just makes it as an open invitation for a lot of more miracles to enter his life. And if he continues with that optimistic outlook, he will continue having this positive energy that can fuel his heart, his essence, to continue pushing forward in a rough journey. Because again, as we talked about earlier, instead of seeing things that don't work for him as a punishment, he will just see it as something to go through and continue moving forward. Again, not dismissing it, but more along the lines of this is just part of the journey. And like that, he just puts less resistance whenever there's a challenge. He just continues with his journey like nothing. He just makes it easier, basically. Now, with the White Raven spirit, trust in that magic, that just makes me think that I don't know how aware he is of his spiritual side, of his intuition, of his higher self, or his spiritual team. I don't know how aware he is, but trusting the magic just makes me think the whole idea of like trusting the process, divine timing, divine detours. It just makes me think of trusting in the miracles in life, trusting in the unknown. This whole idea of magic is just when everything aligns perfectly and everything feels like a coincidence, like all of a sudden everything works out. And it's just kind of like, that's just spirit doing its doing its job. It's just doing its thing, and he's just reaping the rewards of everything that he kind of had to go through. So if anything, this Raven card is just making me think that the message here is that he will see a lot of synchronicities, or he will see a lot of patterns that mean something to him, or all of a sudden things are like, these patterns will stand out to him in such a way that that is a sign for him to know the spirit is with him, and that there's good things ahead of him. Who knows? Like maybe he sees the same number before something good happens, or he I just got the imagery of like if he has that charm or something on his phone, it always falls off right before he gets a very important like text message or a very important call. And this message or call could just be like, oh, there's this new opportunity, there's this new project, and it's something that he has always wanted. Or maybe that could happen to him. I don't know. I just got that imagery, so I don't know if that's like a metaphor or that is like something that could happen. Well, I guess it could, but something that will happen to him. And that's why it's coming up. So, yeah. Anyway, I will leave this here. I hope that you guys like this reading. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I don't know how to feel about his reading because, yeah, it's very positive and everything. But I do wonder if there's like this underlying energy of if he's like, he has this very careful, balanced. How should I put it? He has this very careful balance that if it's disrupted, I don't know how he will end up. And what I mean by that is that I do feel he's doing well, and I do feel he will continue doing well, but I do wonder if there's a risk of him pushing to put. I wonder if there's a risk here of him pushing himself too hard, or if he's doing too much. So I do hope that he's not exhausting himself. I hope that he is not pushing himself to the point that he will be forced to rest. So maybe, I don't know, the cards are not showing me that he's at risk of that. That's just me being concerned with how much he's moving or how much energy he's spending. Are those the right words? Yeah, if anything, I think the biggest issue he could have will be like speaking up. But I don't, the speaking up is like being able to translate or express his emotions through words. So I do hope that if he ever feels overwhelmed, he's able to figure out a way of expressing it in such a way that he doesn't, I don't know, I was gonna say so he doesn't feel guilty about resting, but I don't know if that's what I wanted to say. Well, anyway, his energy is good. The vibes are fine when it comes to his situation. I just do hope that he doesn't push himself too hard, because I do feel that he could do this without really thinking. Like that's kind of like his natural. That's usually his default mode of like doing things in life. So I do hope that he listens to his body and that he listens to the people around him, so that he knows that that there's some limits he doesn't need to push. So he doesn't need to push his body to the point of exhaustion. He doesn't need to push his mind or his heart to the point of stress and overwhelming energy. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. So, yeah. Besides that, everything else seems to be good. That concern is very personal to me, seeing this energy. Not necessarily because the cards are like showing me something here. I mean, the card that kind of showed that is the Three of Swords, but aside from that, yeah, there's not much here that should express any concern to you guys. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I will see you guys on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Thank you so much for all the love and support you have shown me and the channel. And of course, make sure to show a lot of support to ATEEZ. Make sure that you listen to their new song. So yeah. I think I forgot to say, I hope you like this reading. If not, that you learn from it or at least find it entertaining. I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you. And bye.